9:40 p.m. is when the initial traffic stop began. There was an order for arrest out for Charles Curtis Nichols. He's a white male, 44 years old, and there was an order for arrest for misdemeanor stalking and also an assault with a deadly weapon. So we proceeded to try and do the traffic stop, and he did not stop. He continued through the neighborhood to his home. There was no chase. I do want to emphasize that. We didn't chase him down the interstate. The traffic stop started right at the corner of where the neighborhood is, and he proceeded to go home, and he ran into the house. He was on a motorcycle. He had a firearm. There were shots fired against our deputies. There's no comment on any other shots fired at the moment. But since then, he has been charged with misdemeanor flee to elude and resist, obstruct, and delay. The home that he ran into was his residence at 1240 Blackberry Ridge Drive in High Point, North Carolina. There were no other people in the home. It was just him, and we have since got him into custody as of about 20 minutes ago. And I have Sheriff Rogers here for any further questions if you have them.
The follow-up to that, I would just say, in custody, is he okay? Is he injured? And kind of talk us through a little bit about that process.
Sure. So Mr. Nichols was placed on arrest. No injuries, okay? He is a person that is dealing with some life challenges, so we're here to help him. I did get a chance to speak with him, let him know that we were not here to hurt him and that nobody would hurt him. We was here to actually be here to help him and to help him get the help that he needed. Got a chance to try to talk him out. It took about 10 minutes to talk with him about coming out. He requested to talk to the sheriff. So I went up and talked with him over the microphone, not microphone, but the blowhorn. And of course he didn't respond, but later on he did. And then that's when the team was able to arrest him without any incident.
And some neighbors in this area told us that he had mental health issues and you had been out here previous. I mean, have you gone to this house before? Is this not uncommon for him?
Well, it's not uncommon. We have dealt with Mr. Nichols, and I won't get into a lot with that, but I will say this to the community. It doesn't matter who you are, who we are. People are dealing with mental health issues. And this is things that I've talked about, the legislature, things that we need in place for people who need the help. Being incarcerated within the Gifford County Detention Centers or the Gifford County Detention Center residence halls, as I call them, is not the place for people who are dealing with mental health issues. So I will continue to stand and fight for them. As I stand and fight for them, I fight for all of us.
Sounds like this started and wrapped up almost exactly in a 12-hour time period. I mean, how unique is that for something like this to last for that length of time?
I thank God. We thank God that there was no fatalities, no casualties, no injuries. A lot of praying. Being the sheriff, if I can just keep it real, I'm out here with the team. Not only do I have to make sure that I pray for the community as a whole, but for the men and women who serve this great community. So the hours do pile up, from this incident, but before then we had the day before, the day that we dealt with as a regular working day. So a lot of prayer. So we want to thank the community for everything that they do through prayer and all.
Can you give more details on the shots that were fired? Was that last night, and what was the situation around those shots being fired?
Well, the shots that was fired came from Mr. Nichols. Was not, we can't say that they was fired us. We didn't see, didn't feel anything in the direction of the officers or the deputies. So the main thing, as I said before, very grateful no one got hurt. Okay.
And we also, had kind of seen as, everybody was moving around as you guys were kind of going inside. Kind of talk me through, we heard really loud screeching. Is that kind of one of the tactics that come along with?
Yes, that was one of the tactics to try to make sure if he was asleep or unconscious, to try to bring him back or wake him up. And it worked. Don't know if he was asleep or not, but we did it about 4 times. And then I came over to the loudspeaker, calling him, telling him who I was, called his name out, and tell him I was there to talk with him. Please pick up the telephone. But it's just another tactic. We do what we can do to try to make sure that we can preserve life. We can make sure that we do the things that people need. You don't want to see nobody lose a life. You don't want deputies injured or losing their life or the community. So whatever it takes for us to do, a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience. And so we're very grateful for how it turned out. Okay?
And same with the flashbang. Is that another approach kind of thing?
It is. It's another approach that we do to make sure that they're barricaded in, they have weapons, we can distract them, try to throw them off, and try to go in and do what we need to get done to make sure we can make a solid arrest without injuries. Okay?
And it sounds like you tried a lot of different tactics, but what eventually brought him out was a conversation with you.
I want to say all of it. The last part was the conversation piece, and I spoke with him after he was handcuffed and they brought him out. I listened to him for a few minutes and talked with him, and I told him, our goal is to make sure we get you the help that you need. Okay? So.
And so when you're saying you took him into custody, that was folks going inside and arresting him inside?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, just like speaking on stuff we saw, the other thing we saw was one of the deputies or SWAT team members holding a gun kind of to the side. Was that his gun at all?
But they're all equipped, so that part I don't know. Okay, so they may have taken. I'm sure they took his weapon, but of course, the SWAT team has theirs. So communication, my fault. Okay, everybody good? All hearts and minds clear? Thank you all so very much.
And
Okay.
can you guys just emphasize that the neighborhood and any surrounding